from the President. Thank you.
Let me first of all propose the question, then we can go to debate. I propose the question that clause 2 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable Dawood.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this bill of mine is of 2022, and what the President is talking about, the digital health being thrown out on actions which should not have been there, because my bill was passed before the digital bill. So, Madam Speaker, I oppose this, and it should go on record to the Speaker and the majority that this is not the way to treat members of Parliament, because there is no point in doing a bill for 2 years, and even the Ministry of Health was involved in this bill.
Yeah, we fully hear you, but you know what you require to be able to oppose. Yes, I'll give you a chance, Majority Leader. I can give you another minute. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Senate amendment to the Land Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2022, and its approval thereof without amendments. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, we are going now to consider the second bill, consideration of the President's reservation to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 45 of 2022. This bill is by the Honorable Rahim Dawood. I can see you are seated in the House. Let's proceed.
President's reservations to clause 2.
I propose the question that the President's reservation to clause 2 be now approved. Chair? Chair Health, the Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 2 of the bill be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Chairperson, clause 2 of the bill is proposed. It proposed to introduce the definition of the terms e-health and telemedicine to the Principal Act. The two terms are already defined in the Digital Health Act, and therefore the bill may cross-reference to the terms as defined in the Digital Health, and that is the rationale for that deletion from the President. Thank you.
Let me first of all propose the question, then we can go to debate. I propose the question that clause 2 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable Dawood.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this bill of mine is of 2022, and what the President is talking about, the Digital Health Act, is for 2024 or 2025, and we passed this bill on 15th of April 2024. So I do not see the rationale of deleting my clauses. A bill which has taken more than 2 years to come to fruition, and it's just being now thrown to the dogs. So I think Article 115 has not been used properly, and the Majority Leader should take the concerns of this House, because there is no point of members of Parliament working on bills and then they are just being thrown out on actions which should not have been there, because my bill was passed before the digital bill. So, Madam Speaker, I oppose this, and it should go on record to the Speaker and the majority that this is not the way to treat members of Parliament, because there is no point in doing a bill for 2 years, and even the Ministry of Health was involved in this bill.
Yeah, we fully hear you, but you know what you require to be able to oppose. Yes, I'll give you a chance, Majority Leader. I can give you another minute to finalize.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I understand I need 2/3, and that is why I'm saying there is mischief was done in the Constitution with Article 115 and even Article 223, which is being misused currently. So, Madam Speaker, until we get to change those articles, I know my hands are tied by the Speaker's memorandum. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, and you know, to change the Constitution, you also, it's a long process through a referendum. But I would like to state facts, because facts are important in this House, that this bill was concluded in this House, not in 2022, but in 2024, April. And because of the bicameral situation of this House, it also had to go to the Senate. And it has been there for a long time, up to, I've requested the table to give us the exact month, but it is mid-2025. So this House has not made any mistake. We are just following the process. And you are right, even to oppose, it's your right. I would like to give a chance to the majority leader, but then I'll still go back to the chair before we put the question. Proceed, Honorable Baya.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that is what democracy is about, Honorable Dawood. That you have a constitution which you have to abide by. I also had my bill here in the same floor of the House. It went for assent. It got a presidential memorandum of reservation, and it came back here. And somehow, because we can't really marshal, otherwise, because of democracy, we should be able to marshal 2/3 and torpedo that the presidential memorandum, but because we cannot. And I want to fully agree with Honorable Dawood. This House is the House that makes laws legislatively. We have the power to do that. But somehow, this Constitution mutilated the power of this House by introducing 115 as a safeguard. But then now we are having the executive make law. Actually, that's what we are having here. That the executive now is making law, which is not their preserve, Honorable Speaker. And if the executive has issues with the law that we are passing, they should bring it through the ministries before we even pass. But to allow Parliament to go through the whole hog to pass the law, then actually, what I have learned is the ministers go to the president and tell him, please don't sign because of this and that. And then a memorandum is brought to the House. But this is input from actually the executive. Honorable Speaker, I want to say this. I've been in this House now this is my second term. In the previous term, I think we had only 1 or 2 presidential memorandum. Meaning, therefore, the cabinet members and ministers were working very well with Parliament to ensure we pass the right law. But now, what we're having now in the executive is lazy members who do not make input until they realize a law has been passed, then they run and block assent. Honorable Speaker, this is bad manners. And I want to tell the executive, please participate fully when the law is here. The law allows us to do public participation, to consult with ministries. They should come on board during that time so that at that moment we do not get an opportunity where the president sends a memorandum. Right now, I think we have the memorandum that was for my bill. There's a memorandum that is for your bill. There's a memorandum for the member for Lamu East. And I think there's also another one. We are having a lot of memorandums coming in. This shows there's a problem. And I want to ask the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi's office, the Chief Cabinet Secretary, who have the parliamentary office, to ensure they do their job, to avoid this situation, Honorable Speaker, where a law goes to State House for assent and it is brought back. I think we are working backwards, and I think that should not happen. But Honorable Dawood, you have to bite the bullet on this one. We can pass this one. 6 months after, you can bring a same amendment and use the same whip to change the law. I'll urge you to do that. Otherwise, because you can't marshal the 2/3, Honorable Dawood, we have to pass the law.
I think you have done your part. I think you're trying to make justification that you've also gone through the same process. But who do you want to inform, Honorable Dawood?
Ourselves.
No, before you inform the chair, I'll give you a chance to inform him, but I would like to give a chance to the chair on the deletion.
Chair, what has been stated is what the law is. We have said here many, many times that the Constitution has given the executive the opportunity to make law, even if we call it through the back door. But unfortunately, that's what it is. But there's another issue that we look at, is the processes, how we handle our process, the speed with which. In my view, what happened in this case is that the time it took, the Digital Health Act came behind this, moved on, and was signed. So by the time this bill is getting, the vellum is getting before the president, the Digital Act is already a law. Therefore, reference can be made to it. If it had gone before the Digital Health Act, in my view, what would have been sent back would have been the Digital Health Act with the information that what you are referencing to is already in the law. So I think our processes, we must also be careful what they do to our bills.
Thank you, Chair. There is a point of information from the Honorable Dawood. Would you like to be informed?
Information kills nobody. Let me hear the information.
Okay, please go ahead and inform the Honorable Dr. Nyikal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this bill was back from the Senate last year in November, and the Health Committee accepted the changes early, I think, in February. So it came back from the Senate last year, not this year, May, as you have been told by the clerk. So that is the information I want to pass.
Anyway, thank you very much. But for the record, we have consulted, and this is the order of events. This bill was passed by the National Assembly on the 24th of March. On 27th of March, 2024, it was passed by the National Assembly on that day, passed by the Senate and returned on the 16th of November, 2024, 26th November, 2024. Senate amendments also passed on 15th of April, 2025. And now we have received the reservations from the President on the 1st of July, 2025. So that's how it is in terms of order of events. But most important is that we need to put the question and make a decision. So, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 2 be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many of a contrary opinion say nay. The nays. The ayes have it. You do not have the numbers.
President's reservations to clause 3.
Honorable members, now let's proceed to the next one. I propose the question that clause 3 be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I would like to take that again. I propose the question that the President's reservation to clause 3 be now approved. Chair, Health.
Honorable Chair.
Chair, Health, I hope you have the brief.
Yes, I ask.
Okay, thank you. Proceed.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 3 be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Chair, clause 3 of the bill seeks to amend section 5 of the Principal Act by inserting new paragraphs. The two insertions on the functions of the National Cancer Institute are promoting use of e-health, telemedicine for the prevention and management of persons with cancer, and promoting the treatment of persons with cancer as component of primary health care. These provisions are already covered under section 3 and on objects of the Digital Health Act. So once again, we have exactly the same situation as in the first place. And the committee did decide this, and the committee noted and agreed with that.
Thank you very much. Let me propose the question first. Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 3 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. I allow the Honorable Ocheng.
Madam Chair, I wish to support the reservation, but we need to be clear so that members know what we are dealing with, Honorable Speaker. That at this stage, even if we were 232, and all of us said nay, it doesn't matter. So that this is gotten correctly, and no one reads this in a wrong manner. Remember, there was a situation where we had here with the current Honorable Minister for Defense. We are dealing with a similar matter. There was pandemonium in the House, and it's clear that for us to be able to overturn the President's reservation, we must raise the requisite numbers. So we can, all of us in the House today, say nay. It won't matter. I think this is going on the record, so that members don't, mislead their constituents or the public. That for us to overturn these reservations, we must raise 233 members of Parliament. So even if you're 232 of us, and all of us say...
Deputy Majority Leader, please sit. I'm so sure the Honorable Cheng is feeling intimidated. So please proceed.
No, he wouldn't. This one came to Parliament after Aaron came, so he wouldn't intimidate me. So it has to be clear on that, and I agree with the Honorable Bayer that we should use this tool sparingly. The tool that is the presidential reservation should be used extremely sparingly, and above all, it should not be used to stifle a law that has been passed by Parliament. Honorable Chair, I always mourn. It's a bill I brought to this House 3 times. It was passed. In those 3 times, went to the President, and I was told about the President's reservations and if he will resign 1 year later. And that's why I believe that even us as Parliament, we should try to get a way of disciplining this. Otherwise, the body that makes law is Parliament, not the Presidency. And we should try to ensure that the issues that come with the President are, in my opinion, extreme circumstances, exceptional circumstances, unforeseen circumstances, not any matter willy-nilly. I support, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I have a point of order from a member for Kilgoris. What exactly is out of order?
It's just a point of order because I wanted to add on to what our friend...
But would you like me to give you a chance to contribute instead of adding?
No. It's just a point of order. That actually to emphasize the fact that it is always a default position. The default position is that the ayes have it. If the Speaker is not clear, or if the Speaker knows that the eventual answer is that there are not 2/3, even if they had more voices saying nay, the default position in this petition is they have it. The ayes have it. And it's as sympathetic as this problem might be, because apparently I always thought the Honorable Bayer, being a very strong leader from Kilifi of the UDA party, has a lot of access to His Excellency the President. This position, the leader of majority should have access, because if the voice of the advisors becomes stronger than that of the leader of the majority, it is going to have a lot of problems. Because maybe it's not even the cabinet secretary, maybe it's the advisor who went and said this thing should not be like this, and we'll be getting legislation from State House instead of getting legislation from this House.
Thank you. Honorable members, we are not debating. We are in the committee of the whole House. You can only say something if I give you a chance. And I'd given you a chance to say something before. Well, you'll say something after the majority leader. Yeah.
Chair, I want to draw this House to the time when the current Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Honorable Soipan Tunya, was on the seat where you are. And we were handling the Presidential Memorandum Reservation on the Finance Bill. on, I think it was on charging attacks on SMS, and 3 items that the president had brought in as a reservation. And I remember I was a very faithful member of ODM. And when this matter came up, we actually marshaled the numbers, if you remember, Simba. We marshaled the numbers, and we said we were ready. And because we did not want those reservations, and we had said for the first time we want to torpedo a presidential memorandum. What happened is that we lacked the numbers, I think, by 5 people. 5 people. And when the question was put, everybody said nay in this house. But the Honorable Soipan Tunya, because she was aware of the rule 115, she said the nays have it. No, she said the ayes have it. And it became pandemonium. And the media and everybody else highlighted it and said that Soipan had made a mistake. But she was right. And when I sat there, I remember J.B. Muturi asked me one question. He said, Owen, how many were you? I said we were 230. So is it wrong that Soipan Tunya did what she said? I said she was not wrong. She was right. So I want to tell my ladies here, we don't have the numbers. We don't have the numbers to torpedo a presidential. What Dawood should have done from yesterday was to have marshaled 233 members here. That's what he should have done. He's a wealthy, very well-connected man. And he would have used his position to influence every member to be in the house so that we can actually raise 234.
Thank you, Honorable Baya. The Honorable Dawood.
Chair, I believe you've got the memorandum in front of you, and I've got it in front of me. It is flawed, and it is inaccurate in the sense, if you read the 4th line, it says the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill 2025. My bill is 2022 and not 2025. And then you have even said that this bill was passed in March 2024, whereas the President is mentioning 15th of April 2024. So I think we're probably not talking about the same bill, because my bill is the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill of 2022 and not of 2025.
Order,
Chair.
order, Honorable Dawood. I do not want you to mislead this House or even mislead the public. I would like you to go to that memorandum and read the first paragraph. And the first paragraph is clear. We are talking about the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill 2022.
Chair, if you let me.
So we do not have 2025.
It is
and
there.
you know, if we mislead, there is no need of misleading the public. You still have another opportunity to make laws in this House. Yes, I'll allow you.
Chair, if you allow me, the heading is the Constitution of Kenya, referral of the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill of 2025. That is what it says. And it's not me. This has been signed in the office of the clerk, stamped, received on 30th June. So are we talking about the same? You know, subsequent can be there, but there are errors in this memorandum. And these errors cannot go just like that. Maybe the president needs to be told to redo it again. I know I cannot marshal 233 members. That is out of question. Even if I were able to, I know half of them would not vote for it. And I don't have an issue. But this thing is flawed, Chair, and it should be brought back, taken back to State House and brought back properly.
Listen. You know, Honorable Dawood, you are in your 3rd term, and I know that this doesn't happen every other day. And it is also a learning process for all of us, not just for you. So when you look at the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill 2022 is as per publication in that year. But now when you go up, if this was going to become an act, it will be 2025. So there is no error. at all. This document is in order, and I'm going to give the last opportunity to the member for Makwiny. Is it you had your hand up? No, it is the member for Machakos. You will be the last one, and then we put the question.
Chair, mine is just I've looked around, understanding order 35. We do not have enough quorum in the House to continue with this meeting. We don't have quorum.
Just come. I don't want you to leave because when she has already said that, the laws, you can approach. What is out of order before I make the statement?
Honorable Speaker, it's okay, it's within the rights of the member to say that. But also, so that because this is a learning process and we learn as we proceed, you need a presidential memorandum and Article 115. And I want members to read the Constitution. Whether we debate here and agree and do not agree, it takes precedence.
Order, Honorable. Order, Honorable Mutembei. Now, I order that the bell be rung for 10 minutes. Unfortunately, the member for Taita Taveta, you cannot work out, so please come back. So let the bell be rung for 10 minutes.
Well, the House has been faced with a quorum hitch during the proceedings of its business. Before that point of order by the Honorable Member for Machakos County to alert the chairperson. The House was considering, or was at the Committee of the Whole House, considering the President's reservations to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly and sponsored by the Honorable Rahim Dawood, and some of the concerns that the members were looking at include clause 2, clause 3, as well as clause 4. However, the business has been cut short owing to the quorum hitch, and as you can see, very few members are inside the House. The decision of this particular bill, or the reservations on the vote, just requires a simple majority, owing to the fact that, as provided in the law, if there are any members who are looking to shoot down the amendments or the reservations or the recommendations as proposed by the President will require 2/3, that is 233 members. However, the House as it stands now does not have enough members and perhaps cannot be able to raise it now, as had been indicated earlier by the Deputy Leader of the Majority Party, indicating that if the member who has sponsored the bill does not agree with the President's recommendations to the bill and wants the recommendations to be shut down, then he ought to have mobilized members to be able to get to the chambers and at least have enough members, more than 233, to be able to take a vote on the recommendations and to decide on the way in which he has given his position regarding the recommendations that are being considered on the floor of the House. However, with the number not present, then that would have just required a simple majority. However, the member for Machakos County rose a point of order to inform the chairperson, Honorable Rachel Nyamai, that the House, much as it's proceeding with its business, there is a quorum hitch during the proceedings of the House. This is as provided for in the House Standing Order number 35-1, which indicates that a member may rise on a point of order to inform the chairperson or the speaker that the House is lacking quorum, either during considerations of a business at the committee of the whole or during the normal plenary sitting. So right now is that the House is facing that particular quorum hitch, and the chairperson has directed that the bell be rung for 10 minutes. Normally, when the House is facing a quorum hitch, members who are present inside the chambers are normally not allowed to walk out. Of course, this is of course in line with the rules, and also not to jeopardize the already or the numbers that is already inside the House. And so members have to stick inside the chamber and allow the quorum bell to be on for those who are outside the chamber to be alerted that their presence inside the chambers is highly required, so that they can be able to make their way inside the chamber. And that bell is on for 10 minutes. Once that quorum is achieved, then the House will be able to continue with the business that was on the floor of the House. That was the consideration of the reservations, President's reservation regarding the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the National Assembly and sponsored by the Honorable Member Rahim Dawood. Standing Order number 35, paragraph 1, which talks about the quorum during the proceedings of the House, indicate that if at any time after the chair is taken or when the House is in a committee, which is the situation now, a member objects that there is not a quorum present, the Speaker or the chairperson shall count the members in the House or the committee, as the case may be. In this case, that is the committee of the whole House. Paragraph 2, if on the count under paragraph 1, a quorum does not appear to be present, the Speaker or the chairperson shall cause the division bell to be rung as on a division, and if no quorum is present at the expiration of the 10 minutes, subparagraph A indicates that if the Speaker is in the chair, the Speaker shall adjourn the House until the next sitting, and if the House is in a committee, the chairperson shall leave the chair and report the fact to the Speaker, who shall adjourn the House until the next sitting without a question put. Paragraph 3 indicates that whenever the Speaker or the Chairperson, as the case may be, is engaged in counting the House or the committee respectively, the doors shall remain unlocked, but no member shall be allowed to leave the chamber except a party whip, who may be permitted to leave the chamber to seek the members required to raise the quorum. That is what I had indicated earlier, that at such a case, when the House is looking for quorum, then no member is allowed to walk out of the chamber except for the whips of both sides, that is the majority side or the minority side, are allowed to walk out of the chamber. And this is, of course, to whip members who may be within the precincts of Parliament and not inside the chamber to make their way inside the chamber and enable the House raise that much needed quorum for the business that has been stopped to be able to continue, stopped owing to that particular quorum hitch to be able to continue. But also the same standing order indicates that if the House is in committee, the chairperson shall leave the chair. That is, if the quorum is not raised at the lapse of the 10-minute quorum bell. If the House is in committee, the chairperson shall leave the chair and report the fact to the Speaker, who shall adjourn the House until the next sitting without a question put. So we are waiting to see how the situation will be, if the House will be able to raise that quorum or if it will fail.
I order that the bell be stopped. Honorable members, we are unable to attain quorum. I will therefore proceed to report the fact to the Speaker. I thank you.
Chairperson, proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to report that while in the Committee of the Whole House, the Honorable Member for Machakos County, Honorable Joyce Kamene, rising under Standing Order 35, objected that the House did not have quorum. Having rung the bell for 10 minutes, quorum was not attained. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report.
Honorable members, as you are aware, that when that happens, then we will have to adjourn. And therefore, honorable members, time, please be all upstanding. Members, be upstanding. Order. And the time now being 17 minutes to 12. This House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, the 13th of August, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.